Hi, I'm State Senator Joe Markley with an update from here in the State Capitol building. As you might be able to tell from the background noise, the Senate session today on Wednesday just came to an end. And the only interesting business that we conducted here in the Senate, it was all passing judgment on nominations for judges. The one controversial nomination was former State Senator Andrew McDonald, who has been the governor's legal advisor, his counsel, who was nominated to the state Supreme Court. That nomination passed overwhelmingly, but I voted against it along with a couple of other Republican legislators, both on the grounds that Andrew McDonald's did not have any background as a judge, an unusual jump to make from straight to the state Supreme Court, and also because as a state Supreme Court judge, he'll be passing judgment on important constitutional questions, and I think in a couple of cases, one involving state interference with the Catholic Church, and the other involving the forced unionization of daycare workers and personal care attendants, an issue I was involved with, he took a position radically different than the one that I would take in terms of the state's power to interfere with private parties. So I voted against the McDonald confirmation. It went through nonetheless. Another thing that's going on, not in today's session, but very actively, is the task force that's been formed to suggest legislation in response to the tragedy in Sandy Hook. I'm serving on that task force as ranking member of the Human Services Committee. I'm on the mental health subcommittee of that task force. And the subcommittees will be having hearings to gather information. There's 3 subcommittees, and the hearings that are scheduled, the first subcommittee on school security and safety will be meeting here in Hartford on Friday, January 25th. That's beginning at 9:30 here in the Legislative Office Building in Hartford. The gun safety task subcommittee will meet on January 28th, beginning at 9:30. And the mental health task force I serve on will be meeting on January 29th, beginning at 10 a.m. There will later be a meeting involving all the task force, all the members of the commission together, that will take place in Newtown. The information about this is on your screen. You can also find more about it by going to the website, which has been set up by the task force, which is also on your screen, but it's a safer Connecticut is the phrase that's being used as the title for the website. This process is an unusual one, and it's still being sorted out. I want to make sure that the people of the state have an opportunity to testify as specifically as possible on the bills that will be voted on by the General Assembly. Usually there's a process that involves going through committees with legislative hearings. Sometimes the legislature has skirted it. I think that's a mistake. Since this is a bipartisan committee, I think that it's incumbent on the Republican legislators to make sure that we give people a chance to see the legislation and to communicate on the legislation before we vote on anything. And I'll try to stand up for that principle as best I can. I thank you for your attention, and I will be back to you soon with another update here from the State Capitol. I'm Joe Markley, and thank you for your time.